you doing? How was your day? You seem a little bit stressed out, but that's normal, I suppose. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to just be left alone and relax on your own, and I'm not going to disturb that mood? Okay. Alright. So you were at school today, that's where it starts. Okay. And okay. Well, I'm glad that you asked that question. And if I understand correctly, it's how the hell am I supposed to know what I want to do with my life, right? Yeah, of course. Everybody goes through that phase. I think there's no age for you to be questioning whether or not you're on the right path. I think that's completely normal. I'm just glad you're doing it now. Because, hey, I know you're stressed out, but a lot of people only question if they are on the right path once they're really, really deeply in. Yeah, so only when they've been in the field for a certain amount of years and the payoff of changing careers sometimes is not worth the effort or the sacrifices that comes with such a massive change. And I'm just glad you're coming to me to talk about whatever's on your heart, because you're normal, and I've been through these questions as well, so I'm happy to assist you in that. Okay, now just close your eyes for me, please. Close your eyes for me, please. Thank you. I don't know why, but if your eyes are closed, I feel like you're gonna feel a little bit less worried, but that could just be me. Okay, first, life doesn't work against you. It works with you. Okay? What I mean by that is you're not making the good or the bad decision. You are making the decision. And then life works with you around the decision that you make. The decision that you make. And this is why we go through experiences and we say, I've learned my lessons, or I've learned many lessons. And so each experience has its benefits and lows. Does that make sense? Like, everything has an upside and a downside. So keep that in mind. Life will work with you on each decision that you make. And each decision that you make has some good and some bad in it. And it's very difficult to make one decision that doesn't have any negatives to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Maybe the stress you're feeling is due to the pressure of having it all figured out, and maybe you see your friends at school and they already know what they want to do with their life, and you're just out here trying to figure it out, and that's okay. Everyone is on their timeline. When you're looking sideways to see what other people are up to. You're not focused ahead. And when you're thinking about your future, of course it's going to be stressful because you're not there yet. Actually, they say that your future brings anxiety because it hasn't happened, and your past brings sadness because it's a memory, and therefore the present is the only place you want to live in. Of course, you can plan ahead a little bit, but being present is going to help you grow as an individual and build the skills and build the passions, okay? That's what we want. And the reason you want to stay present is because that's how you will know if something is made for you or not. Because in the present, you're going to feel sensations. You're going to have a gut feeling. Maybe a sense of fulfillment. Maybe a sense of gratitude. And when you feel such a thing during an experience, that is your sign that you are at the right place or you are doing the right thing. Okay? So technically, you don't know in advance what is it that you want to do with your life, but you know it a little bit better in the present through each experience as time passes. And of course, the more involved and the more passionate you are through each of those experiences, the more information you get about yourself. As an example, maybe you like your math classes a lot, but you also enjoy doing presentations in your English class. And you know that you are very strong at these two things. Those are two elements of you that are a good indicator of what you might want to look into in terms of a frame for you to paint in your life. It's normal to have this feeling of like, well, I like maths, but that's not going to be my job. Like, how can I have a future in that? Maybe you don't know the exact job title you want based off your hobbies or the possibilities. And that's okay. Maybe you like maths, but you really, really like presenting as well. And so you want to blend these two and make something more personal. Maybe you want to work with people a little more. Maybe you want to be involved in communities a little more about that topic. Does that make sense? Yeah, of course, that's in an ideal world where you would have two passions that are high-paying jobs, qualities to begin, and that you would know already. So, okay, let me run you through my personal experience. And I hope that you understand with that it is never too late to listen to yourself and that you have all the answers within you. So, at university, I was in a program that was almost halfway done. That's a lot of time investment, and that's a lot of passion too. It's a lot of energy, and you know a lot about the subject when you do more than a year, 2 years of the same program. And as time was passing by and as time was progressing, I knew that the end was coming. A class or a degree, it's not like a relationship. You can expect the beginning, the end, was always wondering, like, okay, we're learning all of these skills and all of these technical skills, yeah. But how do I go about my life outside of school, and how can I apply these skills to my professional life? And I was feeling very uninspired by the program itself and what we were learning. I was feeling very depressed and sad through the projects, and I was unmotivated, whereas around me I would see people, of course, with different situations, and of course, let's say you're paying your own bills, your parents are not with you at home, you're living with 4 roommates, and circumstances do have an impact. But regardless of that, I was feeling like everyone was really into the projects and the things we had to do, but me. And that's a sign maybe that what you're doing is not for you. When you feel like everyone around really feels the passion, no matter what, no matter how tired, no matter how many jobs they have on the side, and you don't feel it. The reason it's important is because school is such a beautiful experience where you get to socialize with people and make friends, and the more you progress in school, the less it is about you and your likes, your hobbies, your friendships, and more about the topic itself. And so I was wondering sometimes, like, why is it that people don't talk about themselves? Like, I want to learn who they are, I want to make friends, but everyone was talking about the topic at hand, and I was like, I don't really care about that, to be honest. I'm not. That's a sign too that I was not at the right place. Okay, school is so fun, but don't confuse it with the degree you're in or the topic at hand. If you're not having fun discussing the topic, there's a high chance that you're not in an area that's suited for you, because it's not going to get better. It's just not going to get better. You're going to talk about it more and more. And that's just one thing to look out for. Are you talking about the topic? Are you happy to discuss your future job, or are you not at all? And you can do this exercise with any class you're in. Let's say you're in a science class. Do you enjoy talking about science? If you're in an art class, do you enjoy talking about art? And that's how you know which topics more or less resonate with you. If you can have a conversation about it and you really enjoy it, that's a good sign. Back to what I was saying, the one thing that was holding me down to that program was the people. Loved the people, and I loved how creative everybody was. And I loved doing the presentations, and I noticed that a lot of people in this field did not enjoy it. That's my sticking point. I'm saying all of that to you to let you know that I was unhappy. I knew it. I had some positive sides, some negative sides in that experience. I was comparing with people. I was looking around to see if they liked it more, instead of focusing on my own trail, which already meant that I was not really in the good field for me. And the one thing that was holding me there was general. I can talk about anything. I don't need to talk about this particular degree. So one night, I was sitting by the window, and just like you, I was thinking, man, what the hell am I going to do with my life? And these couples, they've been together for 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and they're thinking like, I feel unhappy in my relationship, but it's been so long, I've invested so much time in it that I can't get out. And this is a very limiting mindset. very reducing mindset to have. When you feel that deep unhappiness and nothing ties you down yet, example, you don't have a child with that partner, or you don't yet have a job in that firm, but you're kind of in transition mode, like you've been boyfriend, girlfriend, you've been studying, you're in a degree, like, you know, the transition phase to commitment. And I was like, you know, I know it's been a moment that I've been studying this, but I don't think it's gonna get better with time. So, and here's what I want you to do. What I did was I took everything that I liked out of the experiences I've been in all of my life. Not just that degree, but also all of my life. And I've combined the passions or the skills I've always had as a kid that were gifted to me. The gifts and the skills that you had since you were a kid, if you top some acquired knowledge or additional knowledge onto it, you're gonna be unstoppable. Trust me, that you're gonna have that fire, you're gonna have that passion, and it's not going to be like, oh, I gotta do this. You know, it's gonna be like, I get to do this. That's crazy. That's so good. So I thought about it, and I was like, okay, I've always loved acting and recording and speaking ever since I was a kid, you know, acting, filming videos ever since I was a kid. And then in my teens, the gym was very, very, very important to me. I do believe it kept me together and mentally sane. And at that point, I had been working out for maybe 5-6 years already, so I knew I had a deep interest, a deep passion, or that at least I was able to be committed to something, right? So I was like, okay, what can I do that would combine these two things? And is there any degrees that I can do right now to get even smarter with exercise or the science of exercise? And so that's what I did. I made the decision to go study something that I knew I had actual interest in. And I trusted myself to make it work. I was determined. I was like, this is what I gotta do. I owe it to myself. And that was kind of the process of the beginning. Do you follow me so far? Yeah. Well, I'm saying the beginning because until you are doing something out of love and out of a true desire, you're surviving. And that's okay, by the way. So that's kind of my experience with figuring out what you want to do in life. And that's what I would say to you too. It's stay as present as possible in all your experiences because they are going to give you information. And down the line, you're going to be looking at them and using them as reference points. You can go as far as when you were 5 years old, 6 years old. Was there anything you were super talented with? And if so, look into these things because you already have that edge. That's gonna help you fight for what you want. In any jobs, there's millions of people who do the same things, have similar skills, have similar looks, have similar capacities. So what's going to be your it factor? What's going to make you stand out? Stay as present as possible in your life and try trust that at one point you'll face a dilemma. You either really, really like what you're doing and what you're into, or you'll have that gut feeling that that's not what it is for me. And what I want you to do is to forgive yourself for expecting to know it all already. Because that's a lot of pressure to put on one heart, one soul, and one mind. But I also want you to make a commitment to yourself where you are fully dedicated to be as present as possible in each of your experiences. To top it off, I want you to be as committed as possible to being in tune with yourself, your heart, your gut feeling, because the more you can do that, the more you'll walk in the path that's being created for you. So give up this idea that there's this one perfect thing that you should already know what it is, but you don't know, and your friends have it all figured out, and walk in your trail, looking ahead with the certainty that everyone has their aha moment at a different age. For some people it's really young, and for some people it's later in life. And if you don't have it right now, that's okay. But keep exposing yourself to different people, different things, different hobbies, you know what I mean? Exactly. Life is going to show you. It's gonna work with you. So you gotta be willing to make a few mistakes, okay? You gotta be willing to make a few mistakes. And if you get in that situation where you feel like you can't exit a degree or a job because you've been in it for a certain amount of time, think about the relationship example. Yeah, we've been together for 5 years, but do you want to experience love? Or do you want to avoid feeling like you're a quitter? Because you're already checked out of the relationship, you're just not making the move. So, be proud of your human nature. Be willing to fail a bunch of times and have that inner confidence that what is for you will always be for you. I hope this helped. You know, that was a lot of information, so just think about it for a few days and come back to me when and if you want to talk about it again. But don't put too much pressure on yourself, and you're exactly